Welcome to part 7 of Free Will Summer, where I try to watch as many movies I've never seen before as I can. Today's I'm a little scared of, little dread, not because of the content of the movie, but because of its star. Today's movie, How to Make a Killing, stars Glen Powell. Now, by my reaction, you might think, oh, is there some big scandal involving Glen Powell? No, not that I know of. But it's that, aside from one movie, which I really did love, the Running Man remake, I cannot stand Glen Powell. Look at him. Look at him. Tell me you don't want to punch that face. I can't stand him. But since he was fine in The Running Man, to the point where it didn't ruin the movie, maybe he'll be fine in this. Real reason I'm watching this is just because I'm so intrigued by the premise. It just sounds really cool. Thanks, Michael Haneke. I guess I'll just learn German to enjoy your movie. Oh, gee, thanks. Just give me a nice homework assignment. Let's hit play on How to Make a Killing, which is hopefully in English. We need 2 celebrations right here. 1, it's in English. 2, Glen Powell is being executed in 4 hours. It's peak! Like, bro, why did genuinely nobody tell me about this? I haven't seen anybody talk about it until I directly searched for reviews. The only time I had ever heard of it is when I was trying to go to a movie one time, and something else was out, and I don't remember what it was, but I ended up seeing that instead. But I knew about this movie, and I know it sounded cool, so I kept it in my mind. How did this fly completely under the radar? This is such an underrated movie. Yeah, in the 2026 ranking, I would expect it to rank somewhere below Supergirl. It might be top 3, or it's at least top 4. I might want to rewatch Send Help to fully cement this placement. I moved down Toy Story 5 in the ranking, so it could be number 3 of the year. The best way I can describe this movie is like Catch Me If You Can mixed with like Dexter. Like, I really can't describe it. You have to watch it for yourself. Maybe I'm hyping it up too much. I know it got mixed reviews for some reason. What? Like, bro, did we watch the same movie? I watched a couple reviews and I don't see the problem. The only issue that one reviewer pointed out, I think it was Jeremy Johns pointed out, is that it's kind of weird about how time passes. Yeah, I get that. But that's like one tiny flaw in this movie. It's so well written in the sense that it's clever and has insane foreshadowing. It's suspenseful, you don't know where the story is gonna go next. It lets you be morally conflicted about this guy. Glen Powell is surprisingly good? This has to be a mistake. No. Glen Powell didn't ruin the movie. And he was even good in this role. All jokes aside, you really believe him as a flawed protagonist. And I almost want to say something that's a spoiler, but I won't, because it's a relatively new movie. It came out back in February, but it hasn't even been streaming for an entire month. Margaret Qualley is actually great in this movie, as this, like, childhood friend of Glen Powell, who you don't really know if you can trust or not. And I thought I was gonna walk out of this movie being underwhelmed by her character, because it didn't really look like that subplot was gonna go anywhere. Oh, but it did. The ending and messaging of this movie is really good, and it's one of those movies that you're thinking about the next day. The kills and how they play out in this movie are really good. It's clever, it's inventive. It almost, and I know it's a very different plot, but it almost feels a little bit like, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this movie, The Amateur, starring Rami Malek. It's a very different plot, but the way that he kills people kind of reminds me of it a little bit. The Dexter comparison is also there. It's not as close to me because Dexter always kills in the same way and he only kills serial killers, while the guy in this movie is killing his rich family in wildly different ways. The framing device that he's going to be executed in 4 hours really worked for me, especially once you get towards the end of the movie when you're wondering, oh, well, where did he get arrested? Or even originally, like earlier on in the movie, you're wondering where his mistake is. This movie is funny when it wants to be, and creates incredibly ironic situations. It is a very clever movie. I already mentioned with like the foreshadowing, but also the title of the movie. How to make a killing, like a lot of money, but also how to make a killing. But even then, once you watch the movie, it has even more meaning. Fun fact, the original name of the movie was Huntington, which is the name of one of the places in the movie. But that's not, like, the main thing where everything in the movie happens. But it is another double entendre because Huntington the place, but also, like, hunting. Just a really smart movie. Even though I don't know why it didn't work for some people, but for me, I can't describe enough how good of a movie this is, to me personally. So, I would highly recommend How to Make a Killing. And now we go into the stuff ranking, because it's a 2026 movie. Billie Eilish, in last, as always. Primate, Mercy, Mike and Nick and Alice. Lee Cronin's The Mummy, The Bride, Scream 7, Masters of the Universe, The Mandalorian and Grogu, Backrooms, Punisher, One Last Kill, Project Hail Mary, They Will Kill You, Supergirl, Toy Story 5. Now, a little something I did in my Project Hail Mary review that I'm doing here. If it's heads, Send Help is third. If it's tails, How to Make a Killing is third. And that's heads. I do want to rewatch Send Help, though. So at number 3 is How to Make a... Nope. So at number 4 is How to Make a Killing. At number 3 is Send Help. At number 2 is Obsession. And at number 1, Disclosure Day. Probably until the 17th. Although now I am realizing I'm recording this video in advance, so I have to release it before the Odyssey review. So if you're watching this and the They Will Kill You review was like yesterday or the day before, that's why. Okay, bye.